What's up, everybody? This is a special edition today of Hey, Let's Find Out. Reason why I'm doing this special edition today. Oh, wait, before I even get into that, tune into my episode number 2, which just came out on Wednesday. Um, but we dropping this today because of something I just found out this morning, which is not really shocking, but it's more one of them kind of I told you so moments, you know, because I told y'all so. Well, a lot of y'all, I told so, but we're going to get into it this morning. So, this morning, I just found out that the Democrats failed to change the filibuster rules again, well, which is not uncommon, and the Republicans blocked the action on voting rights. So, I'm putting in blame the people that we just put in office. Well, the people y'all put in office, I'm gonna say the people y'all put, because I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't vote this year because I didn't know who to vote for. I was tied between the two. Um, so, but I told y'all that I didn't trust Joe Biden. He not gonna do nothing that he said. First we wanted to do the student loan debt forgiveness. They complained about that they was trying. We tried to do. Nah, you should have did what you said you was gonna do. Now something that's important to everybody, you still couldn't get done, which is voting rights, and you didn't get it passed. And I know some of y'all are like, have all your excuses, and you saying, well, this person is to blame, and he couldn't do this because of this and that. But no, that's your promise that you made. That's what the people put you in office for. So you should have did the job that you was supposed to do, not try to defer the blame. Because if you said you was going to do it to get in office, that's your job now. These is the criteria that you should make for the job that we gave you. Because being the president is not just, you're not rewarded to be the president. We giving you a job. You supposed to fit the requirements that we gave you. So now you fail to you fail to check off two of your accomplishments that you said that you was gonna have on your report. And that's one of them that's really important. That affects people in the further future. Now, who knows? Maybe you'll do it later, but later ain't soon enough. We asked for it now, and this is your job. You haven't, you ain't done nothing that you said that you was gonna do. Like really, like what are you doing in there other than forgetting words to say during speeches? Like I just don't understand why we even put this man in office, man. I really don't. I'm starting to I'm starting to really regret ever him being on the ballot. Like, and this falls even on Kamala Harris because for you to be a black woman vice president, you should have been able to, give some input on it. You should have had a say so in it. So we can't just not give you some of the blame as well. Congratulations to being the first black woman vice president, but just like Barack Obama, you got a job to do. The reason that we put you in there is because you have a job to do. It even falls back with Obama not doing things that we asked him to do, and people giving him bailout moments, saying, "Oh, well, he would have been killed," or he couldn't do it because of this and because of that. No, we put you in office to do a certain thing. Now, if you were afraid to do it, or you felt threatened to do it, you shouldn't have never took the job in the first place. Same thing falls now on the administration right now. And don't just think just because I'm coming down on Joe Biden that I feel any type of remorse for Donald Trump. Like, honestly, I don't like him either. Like, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I'm not a politician supporter, however you look at it. Like, I don't support none of them because all they do is lie. Like, but honestly, at right now, I feel we would have been better off with Trump in it. Honestly, because we would have made sure that he got this done. We would have been following, making sure he did it. Like, we just giving Joe Biden a free pass to do whatever he want and just be old. He just in there being old. That's all he doing. Like, when you become the president, this ain't a retirement job. You didn't do this to retire. You did it for you to do a job. Like, you have things that you have to do, and you ain't doing any of them. And you got this whole team of people around you that nobody supports now. And now look, we stuck in the same boat that we would have been stuck in if we would have just left Trump in there almost. I honestly feel like we would have been better off for the reason we wouldn't have let ourselves be stuck in it because we would have made him do something. But we just letting him get a pass. Like he just gets to go by during his normal day. Like if this was honestly, I'm telling you this right now, if this was Donald Trump that did this, you'd have seen this all over social media. Donald Trump rejects the voter voter rights act and Donald Trump this and that, but you don't see it because everybody's giving a blind eye to this old ass man that's just in there doing nothing but trying to fit an agenda of other people to line their pockets and probably his as well. So I just don't understand why we even put him in there. Like this is what happens when we take these promises from these politicians that's been in office for decades and they don't have a track record of saying none of the shit that they saying now that they gonna do. I don't even understand how we as people let people that's been in the office for that long, even trick you like that. How do we even let them trick us like that? This person has had this job for 40 years. Joe Biden's been in politics, has been in the White House, in the government for 40 years and ain't done none of this ever before. Responsible for some of the reasons why he's responsible for a lot of the things that we trying to get changed right now today. And we make this fool the president. That's my point. That's really what I'm trying to say. Like for 40 years, there's never been a time when he's done any of the things that he said he was going to do. So what made y'all think that he was going to do it now? Why would he even need to? And then we tell y'all like this dude is all he has in his track record is doing racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? Making laws, being like doing things to hold back black and brown people or just disenfranchise people, period. Mainly black and brown, but just doing crazy stuff, outlandish things, you know, that he should be held responsible for. And we just let him get a pass on it. That's his whole track record. He ain't been known to do anything that he said he gonna do. Now all of a sudden we gonna give him a job because he's like, this is my thing. You were just the vice president, right? You still have power to do things or put things out there into the air. You didn't put voter rights suppression out there into the air. You didn't put anything for student loan debt out there into the air. You didn't say anything about apologizing for the shit you did. You know what I'm saying, for the crack bill or how none of that. Like I'm at a loss of words just because I can't believe we was dumb enough to even fall for it. And look where we at now. We still got the same problem by the same man. And we let him just run one over on us. Now he just, man, I'm at a loss for words. So let me give y'all just a few of the promises that Biden made that he didn't hold. This one I don't even really understand this one just sound like you wasn't gonna do it. How the support the study of reparations for slavery? How do you make a promise to support something? Like either you support it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's tons of ways we can go about doing. I honestly don't believe we should get a check for reparations. I know some people think like that's beyond the spectrum of what reparations should be, but I don't believe we should get a check. I think we should be exempt from federal taxes. Like we should pay our state taxes that go to basically funding the things of where we live. But I think we should be exempt from federal taxes because just the simple fact, like everybody gets their shared due, if that makes sense. Like the higher you up on the ladder, the more reparations you get. So the harder you work, the more reparations you get, and that doesn't deter somebody that's working for, let's say, like McDonald's or Walmart or Target. You know what I'm saying? You still get taxes exempt. It's just not as much as somebody that owns a corporation or owns a business. they'll get more, but we all getting the same amount based on the type of work that we put in. That's just how I feel they should do with taxes. But he didn't even do anything that supports that. I haven't heard a word about him even supporting it, let alone trying to get it passed. Just like we talked about earlier, update the Voters Rights Act. You didn't do it. Like we just found that out earlier today that you didn't do it, and you had the opportunity to, and you didn't. Just plain and simple. That's just how that go. And next week, get COVID-19 under control. Now we clearly know you didn't do that. Now you want everybody to take 1,000 vaccinations that clearly aren't working. So you haven't gotten it under control at all. Like you just want people to go get shots for no reason. I don't even understand the explanation that they're giving for people going to get the vaccination. Like, well, you can go get the vaccination. It'll keep you from being sick and going into the hospital or dying, so they say. But it doesn't stop you from getting it. Like, how does that make any sense? Before the vaccination, we knew that if you were a healthy person or if you were doing things correctly in your life or living a certain type of lifestyle, that you wouldn't get sick at all, really. Like you could get it, but you more than likely wouldn't have to go to the hospital or die. So what's the point of the vaccination? So you didn't get COVID under control. One thing that I didn't like that he didn't do is forgive the student loan debt that he said that he was going to do. Me ain't did shit. Ain't done none of that. Like, where is that? Where's the talk about it? Where's the talk all be all? Like, you just not doing anything, man. And I'm just saying these things that I feel were important to me personally. Like, there are tons of things that this man didn't do that he had that he could be trying to do, but every time that it comes up, it seems as if, oh, but we did this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, that's not what we asked. We didn't ask you to do that. That's not what we talking about. We asking about this. What's up with this? Then they defer to something else instead of handling the issue that we, you know what I'm saying? Instead of handling the issue that we bring up, they defer to something else. Like, how does that make any type of sense, man? Like, what is this man doing in the office? You know, or eliminate mandatory minimums for criminals. And this is that's one of your faults, bro. Like, and the 86 crack laws. You know, like when you made the concept of having I think it was like a gram of crack or something like that. You made it a mandatory 5 years without parole for possession of 5 grams of crack cocaine. And then to have actual cocaine, you made it lower. And we all know the reason behind that. You know, anybody with half a brain understand the reason behind that, because you typically find crack cocaine in black and brown neighborhoods, and then you have actual cocaine in middle class to upper middle class to higher class people. So you were softening penalties on people with more money or people outside of the class rates. You know, so this is just some of the reasons why I don't understand that we let this guy into the office. Like, everything that we working to change right now since 2020, or since maybe even before 2021, like 2019, I want to say it back when I was first hearing about them trying to do prison reform and, you know what I'm saying, change laws that was bent more so to harm black and brown people or disenfranchised people. You know, everything that we've been doing since then, we put a bunch of people in office that are responsible for it. I don't think you even deserved a shot at being the president, honestly. Like, you failed at being a senator. Like, why do you get a job to be the president? That's some of the things I don't understand with us electing this man to become, you know, the president of the United States. Like, he wasn't even a good senator for us. And everything that he said running for office, everything he said running for the office to be a president, he showed none of those things doing when he was a senator or even the vice president. He never tried to do any of those things. And then he goes and now he's so-called apologetic for the things that he did when he was a senator. And in my eyes, I don't I don't I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe that he's sincere in that apology. The only reason that he apologized is because he was running for office. Because if you were sincere in that apology, you would have apologized years ago. Now you just in office doing whatever and nobody checking you for it. And we just got to sit here and basically deal with it. I hope to God he does not run again, because you're not doing anything. I honestly believe he makes our country look weak, because and it's not just because of his age. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people his age that, you know, that are coherent, but he just not there. And he always has an excuse for something, or he's talking where you don't understand what he's talking about. He going off the, like, we need to put an age cap, an age cap onto politics. And it's not because they can't do the job. You know, at a certain age, you shouldn't be required to do this job. You're not a part. You're not then used to this type of society. Like society, you set the rules for your time. Like you pass that age. The same way we set an age. Like we set an age for you to get into the job, we should set an age for you to even be able to run at the top. Like I think we should set it at the retirement age. You know, and we got this guy in there who's been in politics making millions of dollars probably for the longest amount of time. I bet you right now, if you was to go up to Joe Biden and ask him what the cost of a gallon of milk, a carton of eggs, a loaf of bread is, you know, now we buy a bottle of water, what the price of these things are, he couldn't tell you. This guy hasn't been a normal person in society for 50 years. And I'm not just talking about because of his age. I'm talking about because where he's been at. He's been he's been rich for a long time. Like he gives promises to a group of people that he doesn't even know he wouldn't know how to live as a normal person every day. I bet you he couldn't tell you where to go in Target or Cub Food or any place that you get your groceries from to find milk, eggs, or bread. He just there and messing up stuff. I don't understand. I keep saying it because I just don't understand why we put this man in office and he's failing and nobody checking him for it. Every day he gets a pass. Like I had to find out from other sources that Joe Biden didn't get the Voters Act bill passed, or they didn't do what they were supposed to do with that, you know. And this actually, he's been in the Senate since 1972. That's 50 years. That's over 50 years that he's been there, and now he's saying that he's doing these things, going to do something that he ain't said in 50 years. All of a sudden, now you saying that you're gonna do it, and you haven't done it. Like you failing as a president. You're failing. You know. You just are. What's up? Like to decriminalize marijuana. That's an easy thing to do because there are a lot of states that have legalized it. So you might as well legalize that in the entire country. Just do something. Do something that you said you was going to do. Or nominate a black woman to the U.S. Supreme Court. Has he done, or even pick candidates that he said he was going to nominate to do it? Has he done that yet? I don't believe he's done that even. Negotiate with North Korea for denuclearization. Wasn't North Korea just shooting off missiles or something like that the other day? Like, I'm telling y'all, like he's making America look bad. And I thought after Donald Trump was in there, that'd be hard to do, but you apparently not, because you're doing a very good job at that. You're not doing a good job at your job, but you're doing a good job at making the job look bad. Somebody should fire him. Like he should be fired. Like this man is not fit to be the president. And I know, again, I'll have to say once again, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. You know, I will honestly say I like Donald Trump because he was fun. Like he had it lit. Like every week it was something funny that he was doing. I mean, it wasn't necessarily funny because some of it was tragic, but you couldn't believe it. Like this man here he just out of his mind. But like what did we expect from Donald Trump really? Like what do we expect him to go in there and not be Donald Trump? At least he went in there and he was his. Well, I guess Joe Biden has been himself too. He just said that he wasn't going. He just said that he was going to do a bunch of things that he didn't do, but he's turning out to be who he was. Who is it? Who is the coach for the Arizona Cardinals? Joe Biden is who he thought he was before all the promises and stuff. And Kamala Harris, like you held responsible for this too, because you the vice president. And I know people gonna be like, you shouldn't come down on her. That's a black woman. Yeah, yada yada yada. Shut up. But we gave you a job too. All this, all that propaganda that you did to try to appease to black people. And now where you at? Where you at? Where Kamala Harris at? Did anybody know? It's like where's Waldo? Because we haven't heard from her since she said we did it, Joe. And now they doing stuff that they not supposed to do. So where you at saying we not doing it, Joe? Nobody gonna have an answer for that. And I know I'm gonna get flack for that because that's just the way people are. She got women that back her, but still, like y'all hold her accountable. Like I wouldn't have to say these things if the people that are standing behind her would hold her accountable. If the people that's standing behind Joe Biden would hold him accountable. We tried to hold Donald Trump accountable. We couldn't because he lied to you, but we tried to at least we was trying to do better when Donald Trump was in office. Right now, they getting away with too much. They're doing a bunch of things that we haven't asked them to do, and they're not doing what we asked them to do, and they're making it very hard to trust this to trust this administration to do anything more. And I usually shoot an episode once a week, just so I could be fresh. But I once I heard that, I literally had to jump on here and just address that because I'm tired of it just like everybody else is. It makes no sense to me. Like you got a job to do and you're not doing it and nobody checking you for it. So I figured I'm gonna say something. I had to say something. Like this man is just he beyond his means right now. I don't think he should be in office. I think we should find somebody suited for office that's gonna do the job that they say they're gonna do. And that's very hard when it comes to politics because I know that they like to lie. And that's why we got to start putting people on those ballots ourselves. We got to start picking them before they become the final candidate. Like we need to have people on the ballot ourselves because I'm not a Republican nor am I a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I don't even know really what a lot of that stuff mean. All that is to have I feel like all that is to have an opposition to to separate people. I feel like put the best person for the job in the job. And when they don't do the job, we as people have the right to boot you out the job because we put your ass there. Nothing more, nothing less. And I don't want nobody telling us that we asking for too much because at the beginning of 2021, we seen 2 Asian people get beat up basically on social media. They made a commercial saying stop Asian hate. And damn near the first thing that Biden did when he got into the office was the Asian hate crime bill after just that. So black people, we've been getting beat up since forever. Niggas been getting beat up on TV since forever. And what we get for getting beat up and murdered, shot at, all type of stuff, mistreated for forever, what we get for that? We got Juneteenth off. That's all we got. Ain't nobody even asked for Juneteenth off. We asked for we asked for everything, but nobody even think about Juneteenth. And not only like everybody got Juneteenth off. how's that a? You ain't even just give it to us. You had every. It seemed like every time black people get something, it refers to everybody. That's what they do. They say it's the trickle down effect, basically. But how does everybody get that day off? Especially white people. Like how do white people get Juneteenth off? That should be the one day that they should have to go to work, if anything. And work overtime, actually. But that's all we got for all of the troubles that we go through. We got Juneteenth. But I'm not even going to continue with that for forever. I'm going to go ahead and finish this show off the way I always finish this show off, with finding one of our missing girls. And okay, let me get out of that mode and get into this one. Turn the heat down some. So today we have Rosa Elizabeth Walker, missing since January 8th of 2021, from Boston, Massachusetts. She's a female black girl, brown skin. She stands 5'6", weighs 125 pounds, black hair, medium hair length, and brown eye color. The last place Rosa was seen was at the Woods Mullen shelter, located in the 700 block of Massachusetts Avenue in Boston, Massachusetts. So if you have any information on Rosa, you can call Newton Police Department at 617-796-2100, or the one number that they give us for all girls is 1-800-THE-LOST, but we're going to tag that at the bottom also. So if you have any information on that, you can you can probably contact me, and I'll probably try to call, but give me information, or you can call those numbers or send that information to whatever source that you know is reliable to find Rosa and bring her home. And that's Rosa Elizabeth Walker. And we'll tag her name and all that in the description. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna end it right there. And this is another episode of Hey, Let's Find Out. This for the dog, selling halves and wholes. Nobody wanna make G shit.